Welcome to your Friday update on the lettings market. Well, it's been a really interesting week. First of all, we've had the chance to pore through the figures for July, what we've been doing. And I suppose a headline comes under steady state. Applicants, those people that registered to actually look at properties, they're on par with this time last year, so market getting back to normal. And also the number of properties that we're advertising is around about the same as this time last year, so that's good. The really interesting part is the fact that the rents are increasing again. I'll go into that in far more detail next week because there's some really interesting stats that we've been looking at, but I just want to check a few things before I start talking about them. Our COVID sheet, and for those of you maybe not seen one of these before, is something that we've been really poring over and studying and entering lots of information since March, and it's really giving us an indication as to how people are with regard to paying their rental. That's looking very healthy. However, would say we do know now that we've got a couple of people that haven't been taken back to work, so that's a little bit of a headwind coming that way. There have been two really lovely headlines for me this week. The first one was a proof on our systems and processes. They were very much tested by what I would class as professional tenants. Now, a professional tenant is the one that basically would eventually cause a lot of heartache, but also quite a few bob if we'd have got it wrong. So I was really pleased that we were tested and actually showed that everything we put in place, all the checks that we look at, all the little details that we look at, told a story that we weren't going to go there. So delighted with that. The other highlight for me was with Laura and Chris from Benchmark, one of our electricians. We did a film about EICRs. Okay, not the most sexy subject you might think, but I tell you what, as a landlord, it was fascinating stuff. Each test, each circuit in a house needs at least 3 tests. Those tests most probably take on average, for an average 3-bed house, around about 4 hours. There's lots of running up and down stairs, and there's lots of crouching in dark corners. So that will be out next week, but really interesting stuff. That's it from me. So if you do have any questions or any individual things, just give us a shout and we can answer those, and I'll be back next week. So in the meantime, stay safe, wash the hands, and see you next week.